Noah had fled the battle only to return minutes later to find everything deathly quiet except for the female soldier's voice asking him why he came back. He turned around and saw that she was leaning against a huge tree. She looked to be in pain, with blood flowing from her thigh, which she was trying to wrap with a vine. Noah rushed over without a second thought, placing his backpack on the ground and quickly rummaging through it for a first aid kit. Suddenly, she grabbed Noah by the collar and pulled him behind the large tree. The next moment, the spot where he was squatting was hit by a bullet. Noah was shocked. He wanted to thank her for saving his life, but before he could utter the words, "Thank you," she shushed him. He understood that she was trying to hear something. He immediately shut his mouth, not daring to breathe too loudly for fear of distracting her. The female soldier gritted her teeth, turned around as much as she could, and fired a shot before quickly retracting. Someone returned fire, the bullet striking the tree with a terrifying loud noise. Noah distinctly heard a faint groan indicating someone had been hit and injured. He looked at her, amazed by her godlike marksmanship, but thought better than to utter another word. The female soldier's face remained as icy cold as ever. She listened for a moment, then sat upright and began rummaging through Noah's backpack. She found the first aid kit, quickly opened it, and used the small scissors to deftly cut open her pants around the thigh, revealing a large expanse of snow-white skin. Suddenly realizing Noah was beside her, she glared at him with a murderous look. Noah immediately turned away, blushing. He tried to think about something, anything else, but he couldn't get the image of her soft porcelain skin out of his mind. But that was quickly replaced by the image of her fierce kicks and lethal marksmanship, extinguishing any trace of inappropriate thoughts from his mind. "Aren't you afraid of dying?" she asked softly. Noah turned back around and saw that she had finished bandaging her wound. He realized that this was the first time she was actually conversing with him. "Of course I'm afraid," he said with a smile. "Who isn't afraid of death?" "Then why did you come back?" she asked coldly. "I couldn't let you cover for me," said Noah gravely. To his surprise, the female soldier arrogantly scoffed at his words. "Why?" she asked incredulously. "Because I'm a woman?" Noah went red in the face. He had been taught never to leave a woman alone in harm's way, but this was no ordinary woman. He immediately knew he had offended her. No, not because you're a woman," Noah exclaimed in his defense. "Because it isn't your battle to begin with. They might be my enemies. They've taken my friends' lives. It's wrong on my part to let somebody else fight my battle for me," Noah said, his face turning resolute. The female soldier raised her eyebrows in surprise. Her beautiful face, usually devoid of expression, showed a hint of astonishment. But within a moment she looked away from him, unimpressed. According to her, Noah's courage was commendable, but lacked the strength that this mission required. She quickly checked the weapons in her hands and leaned against a tree to rest with her eyes closed. Noah knew that she wasn't really resting, but rather trying to relax as much as possible to sense the enemy's next move. It was like how the older generation in his family taught him hunting. What you see and hear may not necessarily be real. Only what you feel is the most genuine. When a beast attacks, it emits a murderous intent. If you sense this intent, you can also sense the beast's location and the timing of its attack. However, this subtle feeling wasn't something everyone could master. Noah had been practicing for more than a decade, but hadn't been able to master it. "Hey, what should I call you?" Noah asked in a low voice. The female soldier remained motionless. Noah thought she was very rude to keep ignoring him like this. But the next moment, he realized what her silence had meant. Instantly, a gunshot rang out, and he saw her return fire without hesitation, as if she knew exactly where the enemy was hiding. She was keeping silent because she was trying to triangulate the enemy's location. Just then, some man from the enemy's side spoke out in a rather mocking tone. "Running low on ammo, sweetheart. How about we make a deal?" The female soldier crouched again and leaned against the large tree, trying to gather her strength. She was trying to push through the pain and ignore the enemy's taunts. Noah could see that she was severely exhausted, perhaps due to excessive blood loss. Fortunately, she had done some simple bandaging earlier to temporarily stop the bleeding. But if she engaged in intense activity, the wound might tear open. Noah couldn't help but feel a surge of protectiveness towards her, not just as a woman but as a respected comrade. Give me your pistol. I'll draw their attention, Noah said to her, his tone resolute. But she couldn't even be bothered to glance at Noah. She closed her eyes, trying to preserve her strength. Being disregarded by her like this was beginning to piss him off. He spoke solemnly. Look, I know they're strong. I know I cannot take them down, but I can do something. I'm at least capable of distracting them, right? What's the worst that could happen? I'll die. With that, he turned to charge out. You sure you want to do this? She asked coldly, as if she knew Noah would rush out. Fine, then listen carefully. There are 3 trees between you and the enemy that form a blind spot. Find it and run in a straight line. At your speed, zigzagging to distract the enemy is like handing your head to them on a platter. Got it? Remember, the shortest distance is a straight line. Whether you make it out alive is up to you. Noah looked at the path she was describing. The 3 trees formed a triangle. The closest corner to him should be the blind spot. Noah smiled in understanding. Thanks. Can you tell me your name? I'd like to know before I die. Stay alive if you want to know my name, she said coldly. Noah gave an impressed smile. Suddenly, he took a deep breath, stuck his machete in the ground by her feet, and took out his beloved commander's tri-star blade from his pack. He said frigidly, Commander Brothers, I need your guidance. Whether we can avenge them is up to you now. Noah let out a long howl and rushed forward, quickly taking cover behind a large tree. He made it across the 7 or 8 yard distance in one breath. It felt like he had endless strength. In a life or death moment, human potential is limitless. After waiting for about 3 seconds, Noah estimated the enemy's possible hiding spots based on the surrounding trees and identified the next safe foothold. He grabbed a rock and threw it towards a tree on one side, but crouched and sprinted towards the safe spot on the other side. He hid safely again, but no one fired a shot. Instead, the enemy's arrogant voice laughed and called out again. Sending this boy scout to die, are you? I've got no interest in this kind of fodder. Slow as a snail. What I am interested in is you. How about we put down our guns and go a few rounds? You lose, you come with me. I lose, I go with you. How about it?